Hello everybody, my name is That Joe Guy and welcome back to Dragon Age Inquisition. So, we are in the Chantry bunk room, where I imagine we've been sleeping, and we don't appear to have a specific room. Like, I woke up in some house down by the walls, but that didn't feel like it's meant to be my house. There's too much shit there, you know? I think that belongs to somebody who generously gave it up while I was sick, and now I'm back here in the bunk room, which is fine. I'm a mage, I'm used to sleeping in bunk rooms. I can deal, especially with this massive chest to store all my unmentionables. Anyway, we are going to get on our way today. I'm not entirely sure what we're doing today yet, but I'm sure it'll come to me. But in the meantime, like last time, there's actually some codex entries I want to start by reading. Maybe this is be a consistent theme in the way we start sessions, at least at this early stage when we're getting quite a lot of important codex entries. So a few to get through here. First start, Cullen. Whatever you have heard of Kirkwall's rebellion, the truth is far worse. I would spare you that. What remains of Kirkwall's Templars have been under my command for the past few years. We have done what we could to assist with the city's recovery, to restore some semblance of order, but my time here is done. Seeker Pentagast has approached me. She wishes to stop the war between mages and Templars. She's been recruiting men and women to the cause and wishes me to oversee the group's military concerns. If the conclave goes well, then we will not be needed. If not, we stand ready. I have decided to take Seeker Pentagast's offer. The circles have fallen. I can give no more to the Templar Order, nor it to me. The Maker has shown me a new path. I must take it. Yeah, so both the, there was a letter, I think, to, the Chantry itself, that both, the Seeker, regiment, the Seekers of Truth, which are apparently separate from the Chantry, as well as the Templar Order, are sort of split from the Chantry's direct oversight and are kind of directing themselves. At least that's sort of how I interpreted that. Nothing really much about Cullen here, but just, I could have read this myself, and I did read a bunch of codex entries between the session, but these are the ones which I saw which felt like they would be important to read beforehand. So, let me see. Oh, 1 second, guys. Okay, we're back. Liliana. She has many names. Most know her as Sister Liliana, or the Nightingale. Or Lady Nightingale, I think, in Dragon Age 2. Or was it Sister Nightingale? Who the hell knows? Some refuse to speak her name at all, referring to her only as the left hand of the divine, the shadow behind the sunburst throne. The spymaster Marjolaine trained to Liliana from a young age. For years, Liliana was Marjolaine's instrument in the great game of Orlais. While Liliana was devoted to Marjolaine, the reverse was not true. Marjolaine betrayed Liliana and almost succeeded in killing her. Liliana survived the betrayal thanks to revered mother Dorothea. Following this betrayal, Liliana spent several years in a cloister in Ferelden, hiding from her past. Inspired by Reverend Mother Dorothea, Liliana dedicated herself to her faith, discovering peace in a simple life of devotion. But when the Fifth Blight began, she received what she believed a vision from the Maker. This prompted her to leave her sanctuary, taking up arms against the Darkspawn. Several years after the defeat of the Archdemon, Liliana received a summons from Dorothea. Now Divine Justinia... Really? Oh, wow! That's her! I had no idea. Did they say that in frickin'... I mean, yeah, okay, so Dorothea, but... I remember her now because she was in Liliana's song. I had no idea it was the same person. Wow. So she was, I remember she had a bit of a backstory to her. Wow. A regular character. That places her a bit firmer in the world in my mind. Right. So where are we? She returned to Orlais to become an agent of the Sunburst Throne. Justinia perished in the explosion that destroyed the Divine Conclave, and Liliana became a founding member and spymaster of the new Inquisition. Perished? Maybe. She looked like a prisoner to me. We're not done there, actually, because we need to read about Josephine Montelier, I think. Josephine is a noble from the nation of Antiva. She was educated in Val Royeaux, where she built connections among the court. Once she finished her schooling at a surprisingly young age, Lady Montelier became the official diplomat between King Fulgeno of Antiva to Empress Celine of Orlais. The appointment suits her. She is well-travelled, familiar with many forms of etiquette, and by all accounts a skilled negotiator. If that endorsement does not suffice, Josephine is a personal friend. I have faith in her. We require someone both influential and trustworthy to be an ambassador for the Inquisition. You cannot tell me you would prefer to take the job yourself. Yeah. Oh, it's for Cassandra. No wonder. Haha. Sister Liliana. Cool. Well, that's fine. Those are just wee pockets of information. I don't necessarily have any further thoughts on that, but there was something in history which did I get a new thing in crafting materials? Spindleweed. There's no country saying spell we goes in. Yeah, I'll read that eventually. It doesn't mark new codex entries like clearly in this menu. In fact, it doesn't mark them at all from what I can say. So eventually, as this fills up, it's going to be harder and harder for me to realize what codex entries I have. I'm going to need to like read them at the time, I think, which is kind of dumb, honestly. But also, so is this show image thing. Like I get it for characters. Like this is really cool. Like having individual ones for these. But if you're gonna have the same one for every single like one of these, then why bother? Just have it as the front. Just get rid of that. Also, there's a menu here which you can't scroll down past 100. And why am I complaining? I'm fine. Everything's fine. History, the First Inquisition is what I'm interested in. Study of the Fifth Blight, very kind of bare bones accounting of the first game. The First Inquisition, here we go. I thought this might be interesting to read together. The birth of the Chantry took place more than 9 ages ago. The mists of time have obscured once well-known facts. It is commonly believed the Chantry alone created the Templars and the Circle of Magi. Few recall there ever was an Inquisition. Those who do believe it predated the Chantry, hunting cultists and mages in a reign of terror, ending only upon its transformation into the Templar Order. This is not quite the truth. One must keep in mind the state of Thedas prior to the Chantry's creation, a world where only the source of order, the Tevinter Imperium, had fallen apart. People blamed magic for the death of Andraste, the blight, the terror they saw every day, and not without reason. Abominations and demons rampaged the countryside. No one was safe. Disparate groups of men and women initially formed the Seekers of Truth, determined to re-establish order because no one else would do what was necessary. The truth they sought, the question they tried to answer, was how to restore sanity in a world gone mad. Was theirs a reign of terror? Perhaps. Evidence suggests they were as vigilant in their protection of mages as they were of regular people. When they intervened, they convened an ad hoc trial to determine the guilty party. This even application of justice led to their poor reputation. The Seekers came down against every group at one time or another, their Inquisition gaining notoriety for being on no one's side but their own. They considered themselves good people, however, followers of the Maker's true commandments. This was never more evident than when they laid down their banner in support of the fledgling Chantry. They believed with all their heart that the Templar Order was the answer a desperate Thedas needed in a terrible time. Ultimately, the Inquisition was composed of independent idealists, not Chantry zealots. That is the truth. By Brother Genitavi, who apparently has disappeared according to another entry. So, First Inquisition, I want to read about Red Lyrium as well. Is that going to be under history or maybe magic? There it is. To answer your question, my lord, yes, I have indeed heard of this red lyrium of which you speak. A single piece of it surfaced in the eastern city of Kirkwall, and its influence alone was nearly enough to cause the city's destruction. As near as we can determine, it is regular lyrium that has been somehow corrupted. Those who have touched red lyrium, or even come near it, report that it sings to them, like whispers in the mind that slowly drive them mad. We do not know, however, what might stem from extended contact with red lyrium. Madness, surely, but would there be physical corruption as well? What would happen if a mage or Templar used red lyrium as they use regular lyrium? Far more disturbing is the fact that lyrium could be corrupted at all. Treat any red lyrium you encounter as if it were poison. Do not go near it, do not attempt to destroy it, and most importantly, do not attempt to use it. Partially burned letter by an unknown writer, affixed with the Grey Warden's seal. I wonder who that could be. Anders, perhaps? But he was a Grey Warden deserter. Lastly, just the Haven and the Hinterlands. So, they're once noble roots to become dragon worshippers. Oh, god damn it. It does this as well. Like, why does it start halfway down the Codex entry? I would like to speak to you of Haven, the village in the Frostbacks, close to the Temple of Sacred Ashes. We are all aware of its past. It was home to the disciples of Andraste, as they called themselves. Descended from the people who built the temple itself, they had strayed over years of isolation from their once noble roots to become dragon worshippers. After the hero of Ferelden discovered the Temple of Sacred Ashes, which the disciples guarded jealously, what remained of the cult moved on, and Haven was abandoned to the ice and the snow. I passed through Haven on my pilgrimage to see the Temple of Sacred Ashes. There was a storm, and I took shelter in the hall of Haven's Chantry. Though they were dusty from neglect, the walls of that lonely place were strong and shielded me from the biting winds. Peace came upon me. My eyes were opened to Haven's incredible beauty. It could not be overcome by the pain and the horror of the past. It could not be masked by decay and disuse. It would not be forgotten. Haven is precious to Orlais, to the Chantry. and to the Sunburst throne for its historical and religious significance, it is my will that Haven be restored, rededicated to the service of Andraste, and preserved for the ages. Let it be a sanctuary for the pilgrims who seek out the Temple of Sacred Ashes. May they rest here beneath the cold, bright skies. May the Maker of the Glory be revealed to them as they gaze upon the grey peaks that are the work of his hand. Now and forevermore, let this be a haven for the faithful. Ah, from Divine Justinia. Cool. Lastly, I think I read that, yeah. It's interesting, like, feel free to look this stuff up yourself. This is just the stuff that I think is, like, worthy enough to put in a note here. And I think as we unlock locations, we'll read the basics about it as well. My Lord Arl Tegan. Oh yes, of course, Ban Tegan. Arl Tegan now, I guess. I retired to the hinterlands for peace and quiet away from the politics, and because the wide open... Do you know, actually, the hinterlands is elsewhere. I don't know if I'm going to go to the hinterlands immediately. Let's save that codex entry for when I actually do. Cool. And also, before I start doing anything, I want to summon the War Council and maybe put some people to submissions if they are available. Clank, clank, clank. So they came back. We got to get the rewards. And the episode still hasn't aired where you guys have told me, like, whether you want to see this or not. So for now, I'm just erring on the side of caution and just, like, showing you guys everything. We got a report.
My scouts still comb the hills for clues about the explosion. I'll take what I can find.
Thanks, Liliana. Our efforts bore fruit. A portion of the profits will be passed to you. Use it wisely, Herald. So, got 103 gold for that, which is nice. And the nobleman's concerned. Sister Liliana, how I rejoice to see the colours of the Inquisition run the rabble out of my ancestral fields and straight into the woods of my neighbour, Ban Traff no less, as if they were guided by the hand of the Maker himself. I could not be better pleased. As promised, our reward for your excellent help in my time of lamentation. A bit of gold for helping a bit of an idiot. What the hey? So I need... Yeah, I've completed the Black Emporium thing. Varric's Revenge. See, this is available now? Oh, okay. Hardened Hightown, I need a favour. Hang on, is this from Varric? Yeah, I need a favour. Actually, let's call it a loan since I'll pay it back. I got a letter from my editor in Kirkwall today. She tells me that Hardened Hightown 3, the repuncheoning, appeared in print from an Antivan printer a couple of weeks ago. I'll give you a moment to contemplate the horror that is that title. I did wonder. I had my contacts in the Merchant Guild look for the author a couple of years back. So your editor... Oh. Right, okay. Look for the author a couple years back. The best they could find out after spending a couple hundred gold was that... I completely lost my place. Oh, there he is. Piral Balenforth is a pen name. I could have told them that for free. You've got contacts with the Antivan print houses. Maybe you could find out more than the guild. If this author is evaded the Merchant's Guild, the Crows might be a better choice for investigating him. What, the Antivan Crows? Jeez. Could ask a friend at Antiva City to look into this matter, I suppose. Let's put Liliana on it.
Let's see what we have.
Sure thing, Varric. Favor for a buddy. And I think that's the only missions at the moment. So let's dismiss the crew. I'm wearing like my old button-up mage's thing. That's weird. I'm not wearing my usual clothes in there. That's funny. Let's boogie on outwards, shall we? So it turns out the doors do shut, but you gotta like save and reload in this place. But in the meantime, we get to kind of enjoy this trantry room. Yeah. Sorry if it's a bit dark. Like the gamma settings in this seem to fluctuate a little bit. So it seems, I don't know, this seems darker than it did at the end of the last session. Nothing really new between sessions to update on, except for the fact that I modified this lovely staff of mine, give it an onyx blade to give me a bit more oomph in battle. Alright, so we gotta decide on what to do. Now, the choices come between heading straight to the hinterlands to speak with Giselle, a thing which I'm pretty tempted to just do. Or we can go to... We can head out and we can have a look at this Haven quest, which is passing notes. His master Tegan was working on something special before he died in the Conclave. And can I go to map? That's passing notes up there to the north, which is really not very far away. Let's go have a look-see. And what I'm wondering about is that I'm not entirely sure how to like equip my party. It's not under journal, it's not under map. It's not under world map. Although I haven't seen this before. This is passing notes here. Yeah, quest 1 of 2. Down here's the hinterlands. So this is Lake Calenhad here, and here's the hinterlands, kind of near Lothering, I guess, which would have been kind of over there, but now ravaged by the blight. We got Seeing Red down there, but also obviously we got that big mission, and we can travel there too. Is there anywhere else we can like travel? Oh, I can travel to the Black Emporium, of course, but I don't want to. How about this? Oh yes, I leveled up. I actually gave myself, I think 2 things in Inferno. Just a couple of extra fire spells because I think they're cool. I won't indulge in like how I leveled up the other guys. You'll see. It doesn't really matter in this game anyway. There's definitely a bit of a less of an emphasis on like controlling your party members and that side of things. I'll bring it up if it becomes relevant.
See reason. We cannot stay here.
Why not?
Inventory? No. Hero menu still cracks me up. There's nothing. No, there's nothing there. So I'm just gonna quick save and go out there on my own, I guess.
What does that even mean anymore?
So it should be around here according to the big purple thing. There's some fruit. Let's go explore the wilderness ever so slightly. What's this? Wilderness my ass. Where am I? Search. Yeah, I know. Let's do it now anyway.
There must be something here.
Oh. Oh, it's giving me like an indicator. Hello? Oh ho, aha. Return the notes to Adan. That was easy. That was easy peasy. Still don't know how to select my party. But it was nice that that was so nearby. Oh, some iron. Mind if I do? Let's get a look around. Oh yes, that thing. Now I remember. Meant to be doing some important stuff. It was all very well and good. Let's head back. That was all simpler than I thought it would be. Is that a bunny? Is that Nug? Are you guys meant to be underground? What are you doing out? The Frostmite Mountains. I guess, you know, Nugs do live under there. Makes sense that they might come to the surface. Well, this is very chill, isn't it? Whoops. Unless you start casting fire around the place, because I keep trying to walk with that. With right mouse click and left mouse click. Okay, back in. Where is Adan? Good thing about the search thing. The search, it's not quite immersive though, is it? Like you know, it's like psychic senses. Like it is this way. I am a mage, I suppose, so I can maybe chalk it up to that, but it's not quite there, is it? Fictionally. Still, for a game with such an open world, like I can see the mechanical benefit. Hello.
You're back. And in one piece.
You said you thought Master Tajan was working on something special. If it helps, I found his notes.
The old codger was on the edge of a breakthrough here, but he couldn't see it. You want some of these mixed up? You just give the word.
Sure thing. I'm now starting to like sense a tutorial quest.
Farewell.
Yes. Valerian potion recipe. Something very basic. A tutorial through and through. I haven't got that one. I don't need a regeneration potion myself. But Cassandra could use one. Solus could probably use a lyrium. And then Varric. There you go.
Let me know if you need anything.
Everybody's happy. Oh, tonics. I got lured in by the blue lyrium. I need a bunch of shit. I'm fine. Thank her. So I asked earlier, I mused aloud about increasing my attributes. And apparently you do that through leveling up your skills, because a skill that I took, Flashpoint there, which basically gives me every critical hit I inflict. And I don't know how to tell when I've done a critical hit yet. I'm hoping it becomes obvious. But what the hell am I doing? Yeah, when I inflict one, I basically, like, the next spell I cast doesn't trigger a cooldown, which is handy. Like, having a look at the spell trees are kind of interesting, because they're key to a bunch of different... Interesting. They're key to a bunch of different things. Winter gives you some cool fade step stuff, regenerates your mana when you're standing still. The arcane and lightning energy gives you, you know, a fair amount of like multiple target oomph, and as well as what the hell was it? I forget what its exact benefits were, but Flashpoint seems to be about casting a lot of spells very quickly, which I kind of like the idea of. I think that sounds like fun. So with this in mind, I reckon that it's time to leave. Let's leave. So go to map. No, not map. Go to journal, and then mark as active. The threat remains. Let's go do this proper quest. So look, there's an area transition for the world map up here. What's this? Ooh, is this a final logging stand? Yes, set active. Thank you for. Ooh, no, don't thank you for that. Thank you for putting that in such a clear place. Alright, let's go follow the lake outside then. So there's a world map transition over that way. Which makes sense. Like, I knew the illusion would be broken eventually, where it's like, the world is like this completely open place. You know, I wasn't expecting miracles really, especially not without massive loading times, because the loading times in this are quite massive. So I'm cool with it. I still think this environment seems really just swell. What was that noise that you just did? So we can go down here. I still feel like there should be a way to get party members. Oh, this is convenient. There's no way I'm gonna be able to force this, is there? Nope, okay. We're heading around the long way. Starts me right for walking on a frozen lake, I suppose. Do not try this at home, kids. I appreciate that not many of you will have a frozen lake in your home, but if you're really rich, you never know. And the long way around. So I know that there are meant to be like collection and gathering quests in Inquisition, like it's famous / notorious for it in a certain way. Now that's not generally sort of the type of quest which I am keyed to, you know, doing all of. In fact, you know, like a game which focuses entirely on that is probably not something that I would really touch. I mean, MMORPGs is probably a pretty good example of something like that. However, when it's got a great, you know, a good story and it is a full-on RPG like Inquisition, I don't mind it at all. But it is something which I'm not entirely sure is how it's going to work with my recording. Because I remember when I tried to do Andromeda, it turned out to be quite challenging to explore this big kind of open world and keep commentary flowing in that way. Fallout New Vegas, for some reason, didn't have too much of a problem with it, but this is a little different. Oh, I see some iron over there. And some here. This is good. This is all actually very good. There we go. So yeah, I'm unsure as to how that thing will work. Maybe expect some like episodes which are whoa. Ooh, that's pretty. Wow. This whole place is rather lovely. Hope there aren't wolves. Okay, so searching for stuff so far. Doesn't look like there's anything yet. So we camp here. Aha! A logging stand and enough iron. Excellent. So then you just need to go back and fill the requisition, right? This does not seem like a logging stand, but I guess it is. It's just a place you get logs from. Ooh. Ooh, wow. There's some big cattle. You gonna be friendly? Or less so? They seem neutral in general. Cool. Well, this has been fun. Let's head back now. Yes, as I was saying, maybe expect some episodes to just be kind of quite quiet, quite chill, and I'll probably try to just let you know beforehand if an episode is going to be like that. Or I'm just wandering around doing the gather quests, just chilling out. I mean, I could stream that stuff, but then that puts, you know, I'd probably be like streaming it before I'd release the episodes that came before it, and that's a bit weird, you know. If I was better at maintaining like a schedule where I can record something and then, oh, Liliana's back, cool. I'll do that when I'm back there as well. I can record an episode and then just have it uploaded like that day or the next day like the big YouTubers do, then that's obviously an advantage of that system, but not really in this case. Probably doesn't work so well. Finding elf fruit everywhere. Man, I thought it was going to be a tall order to fill some of those potion stuff, but that was in no time. Bit of iron too. There we go. Don't know all the things that I'll talk about though. I could read out codex entries, I suppose, but I need to do that in post, and that just sounds like more effort than I'm willing to put into it. Right, back to the requisitions. Officeress.
Heaven has been filled with silence. I knew that.
The sun always sets in heaven. Sorry, I was musing. Goodbye.
Farewell.
Make a go with you.
I don't speak to you, do I? I do this. Requisition weapons. Additional weapons if they are to be effective. It rewards me with a power. 1, and then plenty of iron. Our soldiers, yeah. I've crafted that. No current schematics available, but
The
still.
Inquisition can use that. I knew then, and
Indeed, a little more power.
Nice work with those supplies. The smiths can use them to fit our troops with better gear. Might not affect you much, but our recruits will have better chances next time some monster flies out of a rift.
Still though.
Farewell.
Make a go with you.
So I got power, but did I level up there? Was that blue thing? P for that? Do I have any? No. That's fine. Wasn't expecting it. It'd be an added bonus.
Only the word. Sing only the charm.
Maybe the reason that I can't summon party members in this area is, excuse me, is because it's Haven. It's specifically Haven. It's a safe place. I don't need my party members in this environment. But I do have a nice big environment to explore outside, which is kind of interesting. Here we go. Yeah, sorry. Drifted off for a second there.
We'll post soldiers a safe distance from the temple.
Our best guess that's safe anyway.
That's a good point. Harnhightown, yep. Your author friend is truly a mystery. Our search uncovered only a string of foreign accounts. The trail of coin led from Antiva to Deventer to the Free Marches and Drolet. Someone hid their tracks well, but not well enough. Your writer is in Kirkwall, and remember, you owe me a favor. Yeah, I think the diplomat might have like failed at a quest like that. It's had Liliana written all over it. An amulet of power. Giving me what exactly? Accessories. Amulet of power. Rare amulet. Gain an ability point when equipped. Single use. Just stick it on Varric. Accessories. Can you do it? Did he? Oh, Varric approves. Good. Wait, hold on. Good, I got the ability. The feedback on that ain't quite right. Cool, I got this. I gave him death from above as well. You do more damage when firing from elevation. I also gave him, I think, not stealth, I'm afraid. Not stealth. I also gave him poison weapons, which is kind of cool. All your sundered and poison fights last longer, which is nice. I don't know. Leveling up on this, I still haven't quite got the feel for it. Let me see. Every enemy along its path. Oh, that's always a pain in the ass to use. Deals more damage at greater ranges. So I need to put him high and out of the way. Like most high people should be. You dive out of trouble and hail fire arrows at the enemies that are trying to close with you. Oh, leaping shots. Well, that's cool. That's cool too. Explosive. First blood. Pick apart enemies that are still unwounded. Yeah, just take that. It's a passive. Nice and simple. Take that. And let's go. Let's grab the road out of town and then be on our merry way.